Hey, coaches, welcome back to Football Talk with Coach Chip. Today we're going to be taking a closer look at down blocks, the backbone of the buck sweep, the counter, the power, and pretty much any gap scheme, apart from duo, the offensive play that you want to run. This past weekend, I was fortunate enough to speak over at Roger Holmes's clinic, and I spoke on blocking the buck, companion plays off the buck, RPOs off the buck. An excerpt of the blocking the buck is what this video is all about. It's actually taken from the clinic talk, and it's just on down blocks. It's not on the buck, it's on the down blocks, and how you can implement that in your offense, even if you're a spread team that wants to run counter, or if you're an I formation team, whatever it is you do, double wing. If you use gap scheme, this video is for you. And it's just like I said, it's an excerpt from a talk about how we block the buck and how we teach the down blocks. Okay? All right, let's get started. But before I click on the play, go ahead right now, click on like. And if you're not a subscriber, click on subscribe. I promise, ask anybody that subscribes. You get no unwanted stuff, no spam, as far as I know. If you do, it ain't coming from Coach Chip. I can promise you that. And I know I subscribe to a ton of YouTube channels, and I never get anything except alerts if I click on the bell. Click on the bell, and anytime I upload new content on this channel, Football Talk with Coach Chip, you will get an alert ever how you want it, through email. I think you can get them through text message. It can pop up on your iPhone, and it will tell you, hey, Coach Chip just posted a new thing. Okay? That's the only thing I know of, and that's if you click on the bell. So go ahead and subscribe and look at the playlist. We've got a ton of playlists on here where you can kind of focus on one part of football that you want to focus on. And like I said, you could be a spread guy. There's a ton of spread stuff on the channel, and there's a ton of wing T stuff, and there's all kind of things. I got an entire playlist about blocking duo. There's all kind of gap scheme. There's buck. There's jet. All kind of cool stuff. Under center wing T. I got some, I think, good videos on running the rocket from under center. Check it out. Let's get started. Let's go. All right, let's talk about the down blocks. We talked about the skip pull, okay? Let's talk about the down blocks. Now, they need to work their outside hip upfield. Okay, so it'd be his right hip, the hip outside. When he makes contact, he needs to start working that outside play side hip up the field to pin this guy inside. Make contact right through here, and then work the hips here. He doesn't get that guy, but he gets the backer. All right, watch. He's coming down. Good job not chasing that D in when he slanted inside. Right here. He needs to start adjusting his angle. Boom. Right now. Okay? He needs to start working this foot up the field. Okay? And if he can't get out there to him, just keep working him and stay with him. Okay? And let the running back earn his pregame meal and make a cutoff of him. But work that outside hip out and up, out and up. Look who makes the play right there. All right, same guy. It's like a year or two later. He was a sophomore or junior in the previous clip. Now he's a senior. It's not a great block, but he's going to work that hip, this hip right here, upfield. And if he loses him, he's going to lose him on the backfield side and make the guy chase. Now, the guy ends up making a tackle, about 4 or 5 yard gain. But if we get the block on this guy and he doesn't force him back into the DN, not the stand-up guy, the kid with his hand down inside the stand-up guy, then we've got a better play, but we don't get a good stalk right here on this kid. This is our buck reverse, but it's the same block, and watch. The down block is the same. Look what he did. Work that hip up the field. Now the guy cannot get out this way, okay? He's going to come up right here to escape the down block by the H. Boom. Now work the hip, work the hip. There you go. Boom. Got him pinned inside. See, and this kid turns it back, and the kid right here makes the play. Okay? That's a good example of working the hip upfield. It's a good example of a defense pursuing, too. They're well coached. Semifinals, they ought to be. Widen out. Okay, that kid widens out with you, then you can run other stuff, and you got him right way out here. But widen out just a little bit. Give yourself a better angle on your down block where you can work your hip upfield. Okay, and this is a great example of why we can't lose them here. We got to lose them here, like on the previous clip, because why this is dead, this is DOA. See, he came in here. This kid spins out of it. That's why you work your hip upfield, work that outside play side hip up the field so this doesn't happen. There's no football play. We got a kick out here, and the kid's going to run up inside the kick out. And the D end, or outside backer, whoever we're down blocking on right there, spins out because we don't work this foot, this leg, this hip up the field. See, bad angle because he didn't cheat to succeed. Widen your split. Okay? All right, points of emphasis, and I still shot it. I know it's blurry, but I still shot at this joker so you could see it. Right here, right now, he's beat. Okay, he picked that foot up way too high, and as soon as he made contact on the outside hip, he needs to start working this hip here. Same thing with the tackle. Look where the tackle is. He's all the way in front of the guy. If you're in front of a guy, gap down backer, it better be because he turned and looked outside. Stay on the outside hip. We're blocking half a guy, the outside half. So points of emphasis, coaching points. After contact on down blocks, we want our blockers to work their outside play side hip up the field. Focus on blocking the outside play side half of the man. Okay, in this case, it'd be the defender's right sides. Okay, and remember, stress it to your kids every day. We want horizontal movement. Getting movement vertically, that's great, but not at the expense of getting leakage outside to where we're running the football play. We must be parallel to the sideline, not the line of scrimmage. Okay, we're not base blocking, we're not zone blocking, we're not duo blocking. We're gap down friggin' backer. And y'all remember this. What does the camera have to do? You've got to, and I teach this. John Ward is a legendary single wing guy. Taught me this 11 and again in 12. I spent a weekend with him when he was at Cape Fear High School, right outside of Fayetteville, North Carolina, back in 11. Then again in 12 in the summer when he left Cape Fear and went to Walton High School in Defuniak Springs, Florida, which is not too far from me. So I went down and spent another weekend with him. And we just kind of reiterated what he taught me. But he talked about having a camera on your back. But imagine you got a camera on a belt, and you put that belt on and put the camera right in the small of your back, okay, right at the top of your butt crack. And you want to and tell the kids they've got this camera attached to their back, and when they're down blocking, they want to take a picture of the point of attack, of the hole. Okay, they got that camera strapped to their back. Watch this. Boom. You got 3 down blocks right here. All of them got the camera attached to their backside. Look what they're doing. Look at the hole. Okay, now the wrapper was too wide. The running back was too wide. They got to hug this. You got to use the old white tip match. You got to be so close to the down block, the rump line, that you can strike a match on their butts. The wrapper should be right here. Now, this isn't buck. This is a counter that the 49ers are running, but it's the same premise. It's gap down backer with a kicker and a wrapper. Okay, it's just tighter because it's counters, not buck. It's same premise. Gap down backers, gap down backers, gap down backer, in my opinion. It's close enough to strike a match. Look at all this out here. That's why you're going to see in the video, the next slide, where they blow it up. Same play. Look how wide the ball carrier is. Oh, look, not enough depth by the wrapper. Watch the wrapper get hung up. Up. To me, that's not on 75. 75 is getting a down block. You're too friggin' tight to the line. Keep your depth. Stay away from the mess. And they got a BOGO, and that's why he didn't end up in here on the down blocks. Okay? Keep your depth. It wasn't a great down block either, but still keep your depth. Boom, right there's the camera. That is a great down block right there. All right, coaches, that's it for this episode of Football Talk with Coach Chip on the down blocks, the backbone of any gap scheme play. Hey, real quick, this was an excerpt from a clinic talk that I gave over in Dublin, Georgia at Roger Holmes' Southeast Wing T Spread and Defensive Clinic. 4 rooms. Now, I know it's a year away, but right now be making plans. It's about this time every year. It's usually about a week before St. Patty's Day. It's usually about the first or second weekend in March. Go ahead and be looking at it. Find them on the internet and see when he'll have it posted real soon. There were hundreds of coaches there from literally dozens of states, not just the Southeast. Guys fly into Atlanta, get a rental, and come down to Dublin, come down the interstate. Hey, it is the best pound for pound clinic I've ever gone to. I've been going to it since 2015, and I've spoke at it twice. But despite the fact they have me there, they got a lot better speakers too. But they're all high school guys. He'll bring in some small college guys. There was guys there from the Swanee staff speaking on defense. There were guys there from the Mercer staff, which is just up, up the interstate from Dublin. And those are small colleges. I know Mercer is a D1, is an FCS school, but still they got to coach those kids up. They're not going out and getting 4 and 5-star kids. And Swanee sure isn't. That's a D3 school. So check out Roger Holmes's clinic, the Southeast Wing T Spread and Defensive Clinic. It is good stuff, and he brings coaches in from all over the place doing stuff that you can do. If you're a high school football coach, to me, it's the best clinic you can go to year in and year out, and it's just always just going to be great content. And again, it's appropriate to what you're trying to accomplish, because there's guys there that are just coaching whatever gets off the bus in the morning. Hey, be sure to like, subscribe, and share Football Talk with Coach Chip. You can contact me below in the comment section, and also through my email, siegel.chip@gmail.com. I love to interact with coaches. That was the great thing about this weekend. I've been doing it ever since I got home. And even on the way home, I was getting texts and emails. All right, until next time, hey y'all, be elite.